Another week, another weekly reset. This is the weekly reset where we go over Nightwave, Teshin, all that jazz. There will be time codes in the description below if you want to skip to a certain section. Let's start with Nightwave. Nightwave, complete 5 syndicate missions, unlock 3 relics, complete 5 nightmare missions of any type, kill the exploiter orb. I'm not a big fan of the exploiter orb, if I'm being honest, so I usually skip this one entirely. And then that kill 30 XMS, complete 15 missions, and kill 500 enemies. You know, basically the one that you can get done just by playing the game overall. And then last stream, I did manage to get to not mastery, but nightmare, Nightwave rank 30. So that's good. That is good. And then that for rewards, I'm going to have over these so you guys can see them all. But I definitely recommend corrosive projection and still charge if you can. Still charge is usually when they have that polarity, the default thing, and still charge gives you 18 polarity over 14 like most of it does because it had 9 by default instead of 7. So that's always good. And then we have alternate helmets, alternate skins, and a K-Drive scroll. Yeah, these are K-Drive scrolls, which means they go on the bottom of your K-Drive in case you're wondering what a K-Drive scroll is. And then we have this. This is a fully built Orkan catalyst and a fully built Orkan reactor, so you don't have to worry about having blueprints for them or any shenanigans like that. With Beacon, you can, have fun playing a joke on your friends because, or random strangers, because he's actually pretty tanky. But also, he drops the Wolf Sledgehammer. He drops the blueprint and he drops the parts needed to build the sledgehammer from said blueprint. So RNG kind of is what needs to happen. But yeah. Let's visit our good buddy, good pal, Hologram Teshin, and see what he had for the week. He had a shotgun ribbon mod. As you guys can see, I did actually farm some steel essence. Not a lot, but some. So, yeah, that is good with that. And he had this like he normally has, a veiled ribbon cipher. So that's cool. That's cool. He had other stuff, of course, like the relic packs have refilled and whatnot, but this is the item he had new for this week. It cost 75 steel essence for a shotgun ribbon mod. It's up to you if you believe it's worth it or not. Now we are on to the circuit. First, we have, of course, the different Warframes. You can choose Ember, Trinity, Excalibur. I'm going to choose Ember because I can and you can't stop me. But you can also choose the other frames if you so wish. I already have all the frames you can have on console, so yeah, you pick whichever one you guys want. And now we go to the steel path version of the circuit, which if you have all the Incarnon adapters, like I do, you can come over here and choose these as things. See, I like to choose them just in case I want to do the steel path circuit, so I don't have to have like extra button presses and choosing and whatnot. I can just be ready and raring to go and everything. So yeah, Archon Hunt. Now, for the Archon Hunt, this is the Archon, and this is the reward, an Archon Shard, an Amber Archon Shard this week. This is the percentage that will be Talford. There might be a different percentage for you. Basically, the higher percentage, the better, because that's what chance you'll have of it being a Talford variant. Talford versions are just stronger versions of the Archon Shard. They actually are more powerful. They're basically shiny versions, but in this case, the shiny versions actually do something stat-wise. So yeah, but you get an Archon Shard as a reward for completing all 3 parts of the Archon Hunt, which this week are mobile defense, defense, and showdown. Showdown is basically an assassination type mission where you face off against the Archon of the week, and in this case, you know what? I just realized that Warframe officially does new boss of the week type thing. Like, TV show type. Yeah, okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The game may or may not count as an assassination mission, so keep that in mind. Descendia. Yes, there are rewards for completing Descendia. I'm just going to hover over some of them real quick for you. And it looks like the bottom of normal mode will be a melee arcane adapter. But wait, there's more. If we go to the steel path version of Descendia, as you can see, the reward just changed, so you can get slightly better rewards. See, there's even an Eidolon lens blueprint. I'm actually curious how many of you guys like the idea of Eidolon lens blueprint. Do you guys put lenses on everything or only certain frames? I'd like to know that. And personally, I think they should like guaranteed, because it rotates rewards. It's not guaranteed it's an Archon Shard every time. Last week it was, but this week it isn't. I think it should be a guaranteed Archon Shard, or at least something to do with an Archon, because of the fact that I like when there's multiple ways. I like that there's multiple ways to get Archon Shards in this game. Descendia, in case you don't know, it's kind of like a climb the tower type thing, but instead we're going to the bottom of the tower type thing. It's actually pretty cool. Speaking of pretty cool, if we come over here to the Sanctum, what is pretty cool is the fact that Bird 3 will let us go to the shiny treasures, and the shiny treasure happened to contain an Archon Shard. Yes, multiple ways to get Archon Shards. Oh yeah! So this is the color for this week, the Crimson Archon Shard. 1 per customer every week. You'll have to be rank 5 and have 30,000 standing to spend. That's not just a standing check. Once you hit confirm, it will take 30,000 out. So you gotta make sure that you have that to spend. And yet again, there is more. If we come over here to Necroloid, these are, honestly, I'll be honest, I am low-key thinking about doing this just because of the fact that the Amprax is an option. The Amprax is probably my favorite for fun weapon. Yeah, in Warframe at the moment. If we ever get like a Amprax, what is it, Incarnon adapter, yeah, I'd Yeah, yeah. My Warframe life would be complete. Okay. Anyway, these are individual parameters per person. These are technically should be the things for everyone for the week, but you can enable them or disable them at your own discretion. This is public matchmaking, but these will not affect the team if you enable or disable. They affect you individually. So that's definitely an option. Also, if you enable them, as you can see, you'll get better rewards. That is your reward. But you might not like Deep Archimedea, in which case, we can come on over to the universe where it's 1999 all day, every day. Talk to Kaya, our resident time traveler, and go to Temporal Archimedea, which is an Archimedea but of the temporal variety. And, same format, different Archimedea. And hopefully this helped you in some way, shape, or form. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.